My father, Donnie, and mother, Ann, were childhood sweethearts. And at 14, my mother had my twin brothers, Terrell and Darrell. And at 15, she had me. At 18, while pregnant with my younger brother, Andre, she married my father. The marriage didn't last, unfortunately, but the friendship did. When I was 11, my father wanted us boys to come spend a weekend with him. I chose to stay home. With my 3 brothers visiting him, my father went to the store.
Be right back, y'all.
My brothers heard shots ring out in the middle of the night and ran out of the house. They saw our father lying in the street, blood gushing from his head. Oh, my kid. Oh, my kid. I had just turned 19 when I decided to break free from Detroit and move to Los Angeles to pursue my dreams.
My chocolate drop is gonna be a star.
All 3 of my brothers were in jail the morning I was leaving. My mother gave me a letter. In it, she said, "Another son of mine is fixing to leave me. At least this time is for a good reason. I love you so much because you remind me of what I could have been. The difference between you and me is that you're not letting anything stop you." I admit I took the coward's way out. Alcohol, drugs, whatever. But it wasn't meant that way. Please remember me. Please. Be a star for me. 2 weeks later on Valentine's Day, my grandmother called me in LA. She told me my mother would never walk, talk, or eat again on her own. I flew back to Detroit. I discovered that for every forward move, there's a backwards move waiting right around the corner.
Is Detroit the most dangerous city in America? New crime report says yes, but Detroit isn't taking the news laying down.
But in order to keep moving forward, you gotta go back and deal with it. Deal with it.
There she is, the woman of the night. Hey, what's up, Dominique? How you doing?
We're just taking a video.
Say hi. We're gonna just back a minute. Who are you? Say who you are. Let them know who you are.
Picking you up from the airport.
Yeah.
It's been some time now since I moved from Detroit. But every time I go back, I have to admit, I always feel a tad uncertain. Returning to the scene of the crimes of my chaotic upbringing.
What was you saying? What was you just saying?
I said, man, I'm not real mad for y'all no fun, but
You on the
I
F?
smile too much.
Start
We
or
were-
what?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, I knew you weren't gonna be ready. Hey. Yes, well,
You know,
welcome.
Oh,
This
that
is the
is
lady
so
of the
sharp.
evening.
Yeah.
Of the whole weekend
Well,
right here. Yeah.
And what did you think of Detroit when you came here?
It was the bombest, nastiest place that I'd ever seen. I really didn't like it, but I wanted the children to be with their dad. I went home 9 times the first year I came here.
Basically, you look at it like this: wherever you live at, you deal with what you live with. You know what I'm saying? With your environment. You know what I'm saying? You look at anywhere. You got problems everywhere. I'm just saying you gotta deal with your environment.
Where am I from? Cedartown, Georgia. I was raised in Gaston, Alabama. My mother was an evangelist missionary in our church. And my sister and me, we were alone a lot because of her work, and she was had a BS in nursing, and she went on a lot of, overnight stays, and she would give her her whole check from where she worked to make up for not being there with us. Sometimes we'd lose a check or whatever. I was raised by a stepfather that my mother married in May, and I was 2 in June. And to me, that was my daddy. I never knew my real daddy. As of today, I still don't know him. She did a lot of talking to us. She told us about her childhood and her young adult life. And she was a real good mother, very good mother. Could feel like she was perfect with the exception of that daddy thing.
Yes. Yes. Do it. Let me get some dancing. All right. Work.
This is the ghetto. You are in the heart of the ghetto. Ghetto, bro. I just felt kind of incomplete. I wanted to know who was my dad. They thought a lot when we were, I would say, under 6. When I was under 6, we would hide. Our house in Georgia was built up high, and when they started fighting, my sister and me, we would go hide up under the house. Or after my grandmother moved closer, we'd run to her house in the night. It was terrible.
How would you describe our family in one word? Crazy. It's crazy. And that's just on my mama's side. That's all I got. My mama's side of the family. I don't know nothing about no daddy, period. Daddy side or nothing. I'm talking about my mama's side of the family. Crazy. From day one. From since I was old enough to know that I had a family. It ain't nothing like no ordinary family.
I'm talking about, I ain't gonna lie, I shake right now because I've been nervous my whole life because of the shit that we went through, and people tell me why I shake. I'm talking about, it ain't got nothing to do with drinking or smoking or nothing. It's just because my nerves is bad. I can't get the job. You know how many applications I haven't put in? That's why I want to start my own business.
I was real mean as a child.
Motherfuckers getting beat up, just that. Ooh.
But it was because, like I say, I think of mother and her relationship. I was jealous. I guess she must have been about 6 because that was like her first year in school. Mother had her fixed up so cute, her hair combed with ribbons on. When she went in the kitchen to get something for her, I got up and just scratched all the skin off her face. It seemed like my mother catered to her more, but After I got older, I understood that Daddy loved me so much, my stepfather, because he never had children. My sister was nothing like me. Every day after school, I had a fight. Every single day. My sister never fought. You know, she was a A student. She was a set apart. She was set apart. And one time we were eating dinner. We always had to eat dinner together. The table had to be set, forks, knives, water, and everything. And I picked up a fork and threw it across the table, and it stuck in her eye. She had to have surgery. And Mother couldn't whip me for doing these things, because if she did, my dad would jump on me.
No, I don't love my life, but this is my life. I do what I do, and I'm all right. What I do, I'm not begging. I'm not. It ain't no. I'm not living like this, that, and whatever. But this is my life.
I fucked that shit. With this punk ass motherfucker to my cousin. Just how I feel. This punk ass through my motherfucking cousin. He was a hoe ass motherfucker. I befriended him because he ain't had no motherfucking friends. I took him to work every day and everything. Went to work, I came home, got off work, got partially drunk. He called me crying like a little bitch. Said he wanna, his brother whooped his ass. His brother was a police officer, state trooper, officer. Came to the house. I called my cousin, told him to come, he got to come, she got to come.
Okay.
They came to get
All right.
Came to get him. He asked me to help him move his clothes. They had about $7.50 to my name. I told him I wasn't doing it. Tell him they're gonna give me $60. So he's gonna give me $60. I went over there, going there, it was raining, just like it did, like we just filming this shit right now. We never get $60 all of a sudden. Motherfucker coming over there, I'm standing there in the doorway. He came over and tried to grab me by the arm like he the police, he's gonna try to escort me out. Snatched away from him, he came back with a machete. That's the end of that story. I was scarred up. I still don't like the way I look now.
He had lost his job in Gaston, so his family lived here, and he moved to Detroit. So I came here in November of '62, and he asked me to go back to Gaston and sell the house and move back here, and I did.
Why'd you do it?
I could never tell you that. I don't know. Andrew drank a lot on the weekends. He was a construction worker. Monday through, he drank, and then he was real hoarse, real. We lived in a two-family house on 23rd. A girl came from Boston that lived upstairs over me. And that was his woman. They fought. They did everything over me.
So he fighting her up there and fighting you down there?
Well, really, I would start the fights. I was the aggressive person in the fighting. Yeah. I got my teeth pulled when I was 12 years old. I got my teeth pulled because I had pyorrhea of the gums. And at the bottom, my gums was coming from my teeth. And you could see all the way to the bottom of my teeth.
Mm-hmm.
So I got my teeth pulled in 4 intervals. I have to go for my hairstylist.
Yeah, you need to go there.
So there's a lot going on in our schedule, but try
don't think I ever saw you with your teeth in.
When I was growing up, I stayed in the house a lot. I was a house cat. I used to read, do my homework, talk on the phone to my girlfriend. I got teased because of it.
We all right, it's nothing. It's nothing. Like I said, we do it big. When we do it real big, okay? Okay?
Real big.
Okay. Okay.
So what you rolling, a cigarette?
I'm rolling a real big cake because I ain't got no money right now. I can't buy a pack. But when I
We all right, though.
You doing it big. When I start doing it big, I'm smoking Newport.
Oh yeah, I might not have been a star yet in Hollywood, but in the D, in my hood, it was a whole nother story.
What do you mean, Dee? Do you see who I'm in the car with?
And we on
Okay.
the street.
Okay, this is Dwayne Barnes. Hello. But my thing is, that's how people know you. You know what I'm saying? You done been on several movies, but to make people really know you and to let them know, you know what I'm saying, where you coming from, I have to put a part that you, a big part that you played. You see what I'm saying? And put you out there. This the nigga in Menace II Society or this whatever. You know what I'm saying? However I put it. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's how I make people know you. Yes, I can tell them you've been on CSI, 90210, Baywatch, all other things, you know what I'm saying? But to make them really broadly know you is to say Menace II Society.
Right.
And I don't feel like it's a problem with that.
Right.
I really don't feel like it's a problem with that.
Right.
So Darrell, what was you saying on it?
What I said was, play the more movies in Menace II Society, and the thing about it is, that was in 89, 90. Talk about some updated shit. Talk about the bowling appeal. You know what I'm saying? Talk about the motherfucking shit he doing now.
Like I said, I'm just saying I want people to know exactly who I'm talking about.
What I was running from, Hollywood cast me in. Even though I was a nerd in Detroit, in Hollywood, I got a chance to make a career out of all that I'd seen, heard, and gone through. I wasn't complaining. It was therapy.
Whatever part you play, however you play the part, you are the best of it. You see what I'm saying? So you put your all into it, and you do it.
Yeah.
What part you playing right now? Anime.
You know what, twin? Don't start none, there won't be none, okay? I'm not saying I'm about to go get me another drink, okay? Because I'm depressed.
Why you depressed?
Because people out here, like, you know what I'm saying? I know I'm A1 and everything, you know what I'm saying? But people trying to put me out here like I'm with date men and all that. Look at this, okay? Don't let this fool you, okay? I go and get that A1 right now, okay? I don't need your man. I got my own. I do my own thing. You see what I'm saying? I do my own thing. I got my own.
Weak one.
But you're looking at the children, often some of these young guys. When Darrell was in prison, I never saw so many good-looking guys, smart guys, sing, write, you know, and everything. And then I can even go to my family and say, Darrell is a very, very smart young man. Everywhere he went, he was a grand chief. So he had to have something going there for these old guys, and some of them got life, been there forever. Andre can take a pencil and make something that you would think a person got all kind of materials to work with and whatever. You know, that mind is young and it's good and whatever, and it need to be, you know, cultivated.
Okay, when Darrell hit the blunt, he hit it a certain way to where one side be burning and the other side is crooked. You see what I'm saying, Wayne?
Right.
Softly hit that bitch and it will burn just A1, okay?
Better than you, man.
Okay? Don't hold the blood so tight like it's gonna leave you. If it leave you, it have to leave you on its own, okay? Just slowly puff, puff, and do what you do. You see what I'm saying? You wanna hold it tight and hit it hard. You can't do that. You can't do that.
You lying about that.
You can't do that.
You lying about that.
Reefer.
I don't hit the blunt hard. I do like this.
Let me tell you something. In a blunt, reefer burns good. Weed burns good, whatever you want to call it. Trees, weed, reefer, whatever. It burns good in the blunt, okay? It shouldn't be burning wrong. A paper, I can see that, not a blunt. And I am a smoker.
It's so sad with the young people. It's guns and things, they're so plentiful. Any kid can buy a gun. This girl I know, a 13 or 14-year-old boy went out and bought a shotgun or something because somebody broke in their house or whatever. Why should he be allowed at that age to be able to buy a gun? And then they get them, and they're not going to just look at them. They're going to use them. And so it's sad. Sick society.
The penitentiary.
I went to jail about, I think in college time I went to jail. I've been convicted.
Yeah, when I got there, I knew everybody. It seemed like I was just at the house. Just in the hood with a fence around.
Yeah, for 7 years. I was 19 years old. Jail. I've been convicted 6 times.
For how long?
6 months.
To the penitentiary. When the lady told me I had to do 3 to 10, I couldn't do nothing but smile. You know why?
Why?
Because I wanted to cry.
I was 17. As soon as I got on probation, I called another dope case in Inkster. Got on bond, called another dope case, and I did.
Every day I used to be sitting outside like this, looking in the mirror. How the fuck I ended up in this place? I mean, I'm just being honest.
That was like the first time in my life I was on my own, just had to just be on my own forever. That was the good part about it, but just missing my family, the bad part about it.
They locking us up, y'all, they locking us up. They locking us up, y'all, they locking us up. If we don't get ourselves together, we gon' be behind bars. Ooh, we won't get far. They're killing us fast, y'all, they're killing us fast. They're killing us fast, y'all, they're killing us fast. If we don't get ourselves together, we gon' be under glass, 6 feet under grass.
I wasn't setting my goals for myself. I was setting goals to be a big drug dealer, be a gangbanger. I was setting my mark in the wrong areas. When at one point in time, I was setting my mark in the right areas, and I was doing good in school. I'm winning award shows, drawings. People was offering me jobs to draw. And I could have spelling bee champ, anything, man. I was doing that type of stuff. But once I started setting my goals into other areas, I fell off the mark.
They go to prison. When you come back, you nothing. You can't even get a job. Got a felony, I don't want you. You can't work. Society don't accept you back. So you go back to the same thing you did to go there.
I would act out in school or come home later, do something bad, and she'd say, Andre, why you doing this? Then I'll say, well, if you stop drinking or stop doing that, I'll stop doing this. You know what I'm saying? But what I found out that did was just made the problem worse. Doing everything in my power right now not to cry. But
why?
It's just... They go back to that closet. I could be mad at a person, and I might not say nothing to him for 6 months, and I might ride by him every day. But I ride by him just so I can see him.
Leaving Detroit was one of the hardest things that I ever had to do. Where did I get the strength? Where did I get the notion? Heaven only knows.
My baby's homecoming king. He was voted most likely to succeed. My baby's
My young 19-year-old soul told me that I had to go. And I listened. I heard the call. And I literally left all. My 1-year-old daughter included. I knew she'd be all right. But though I was in freedom land, my heart was always stuck on my family, who I knew was stranded. Stranded by life, by poverty, by themselves.
She had such great potential. She just had a life where she didn't really almost have a chance, you know.
Couldn't help but to think about my mother every time I looked at my daughter.
She was such an endearing person. She was so sweet, mild, bright. But she made wrong choices and it affected her whole life.
What is she gonna do with her life?
So I took her to school at 5. Kids really didn't start till they were 6. And they did a test on her with her IQ. And she was 3rd grade level, but I would only let her put in the 2nd grade. So she was always, streets we go by, that I couldn't pronounce the name of them, she would say it just boom like that. She was always real smart.
What kind of choices is she gonna make?
So even with getting pregnant at 14 and having those twins, she finished Northwest High School at 15. Yeah, she was real smart.
So what? How you feel now that you graduated?
Good.
Really?
Happy. It's over. At least for high school.
What do you think about like our relationship? What do you think about our relationship?
I think we got a good relationship.
Really?
Even though like we don't live by each other, and I think we have a very good relationship.
What's good about it?
How we like connect with each other and how we talk to each other.
Do you wish I lived in Detroit as opposed to LA?
No. I'm happy that you live in California, not in Detroit. I would like you to be in Detroit with me, but Detroit is a bad place. I think everybody should be able to go out and explore the world.
Is that what you're gonna do?
I don't know.
Why don't you know?
I want to. Thinking about it.
Why are you just thinking about it? How come you just can't firmly say, yes, I'm gonna go out and explore the world?
Because I've been in Detroit all this time, so I don't know how it feels to go somewhere else.
You scared of doing something different?
I ain't scared. It's just that it's gonna feel different.
Detroit, people that are addicted to things that don't want to be addicted to things. But as far as I know, there's only a couple of places that you can go for help. And the places that you go for help, you have to go to Herman Kiefer and stand in a line. If they pick you that day, that's your day. But if they don't pick you, then you back out here trying to scruffle for some more drugs or alcohol or whatever. And which right across the street from Herman Kiefer is a liquor store that opens at 6. So if they don't open. If they don't take you, you can go over there and start begging for your next drink. It's not enough resources for the people. And there's so many people crying for help, but there's no one out here trying to give them help.
Youth has led to a living nightmare. Addiction to drugs, too often acquired with tragic carelessness, may take control of a life and force actions not dreamed of before.
I've been clean for 6 years now, and I've been clean from alcohol 6 years now. I've been clean from crack at least about 15 years. I've been clean from heroin for at least about 20 years. But through all of these addictions, I cleaned up by the help of God. I've never been to a rehabilitation to help me get off of anything. I went through withdrawals by myself, and I went through withdrawals too. I went through days of throwing up, of being so sick that I couldn't get out of the bed. You have headaches so bad. Your whole body hurts so bad.
Chronic alcoholic. You know, and I was just drowning in my own misery. You know what I'm saying? I was just drowning in my own misery. And one day I got real sick for like the third or fourth time when I was in the hospital. And I just made up my mind. I said, I ain't gonna keep talking about changing or being better. I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna walk the walk instead of talk the talk. And strange as it may seem, I went to jail. And while I was in jail, I had started to really examine myself. I always try to fashion myself in the footsteps or shoes of Jesus, and I thought about him going to the wilderness for self-examination, and I examined myself, and I realized where I was making my mistakes, and I decided to change. I realized I had a thinking problem. You know, my thinking was distorted. My perception of the world was distorted at an early age. You know, growing up in the neighborhood that I did, there were a number of dope, death, and destruction, alcoholics, dope fiends, and I vowed to buck the system. But I wasn't gonna be a dope fiend or alcoholic or a crackhead. I was gonna live by any means necessary. I'm talking about, when I mean by any means necessary, I was talking about down and dirty. And that lifestyle led me to the alcoholism, led me to the drugs and all the stuff that I despised.
My boyfriend was addicted to heroin, and I loved him so. Whatever he did, I wanted to do it too. Just to be with him, you know. And that isn't, I'm not saying that's how I started off using heroin, because it isn't. I started off using heroin because my oldest brother was a heroin addict too. And I thought that was cool. And that's what kids do. They do things because they see their friends doing it and they feel like it's cool. You know what I'm saying? And I can think back on those days, and if I would have been wise, I wouldn't have continued to get high. But just being want to follow other people and do what others do, then that's what I did. And I really truly abused myself. And to think about it today, it's a hurt that I can't get over, you know. And my sister, she wasn't that kind of person at all, but just following after other people, that's what we did. And we got into those kind of relationships with men. We got with men who abuse drugs. I think I really need this because I didn't know how bad that I'm hurting on the inside about this. I'm truly hurting about this. What I did to myself and what I did to my family. I didn't only hurt myself, but I hurt my family. She was with me until I think she was like 3 or 4 years old, until my addiction got so bad, until my mother came over. I couldn't walk because I used some cocaine and my leg was like froze and I couldn't walk. And all I could do was my boyfriend to take me to the bathroom, put me on the bed, and he wasn't a good man to me.
I blame everything on myself. It's nothing that they did, nothing that my daddy did, nothing that my mama did, nothing that my brother did, my cousins, nobody, nothing that nobody did but me. I picked up that bottle and I wanted to sip. I picked up that cigarette and wanted to smoke it. I slit that blunt in half and wanted to roll it. I did that.
Do you think you're an alcoholic?
Yeah. I'm not a denial alcoholic. I will admit. I've been doing it long enough and strong enough to be able to admit yes. No, I want kids. I want a relationship. I want somebody to love me for me. I want, those are the two main things, in this world that's really just got me just gone.
What's the problem in relationships? What do you come up against?
Probably me. They probably don't like my ways. I'm snappy, I have an attitude problem. I drink. But I want somebody to like me for me. Accept me for me. And we can work on the rest later. But accept me right now for me.
If God is infinite wisdom, it's like, what question would you ask him?
Take alcohol out of my life. I want that more than I want a baby. Real talk. Real talk. I'll accept that more than I would a baby right now. Because it's a defect throughout my life, but I like it. It's fun to me, I have fun with it, but I'm tired. I'm tired.
My first children were twin boys. And I was in labor 15 hours. And when Jay came out, I couldn't have them because Jay was coming the wrong way. And I was in labor 15 hours before they knew that I couldn't have them. And I had a cesarean section. And Jay had a lung disease. And he was in an incubator. Both of my children were in an incubator because they were premature and they were underweight. I had a cesarean. My body was very weak, but I caught the bus every day to feed my children. So you know that I love my children.
So if he could, okay, so you asked me that, so if it was like, if he give you something, if he takes something that's going on in your life and give you something, he'll take the drinks out of my life and give me a baby.
And they told me to come to the hospital because my baby. And me and my mother jumped up and we went to the hospital.
I just want to point this out because it's been kind of hard on me. And I want to get this off. I even sold drugs to my mother. I even got high with my mother. She was in one room, I was in another room. I pretend like I ain't know what was going on. She pretend like she knew what was going on. But it all came from, we got it together. We split it up and went our separate ways in the same house. So, I viewed my mother more like she was my mother, but she was like my friend. She was so young, she was so close to my age. She was my best friend.
When I got to the room and the nurse came out, she said that I couldn't tell you on the phone. She said, but your baby died. And she had me my baby, she gave it to me. That is why I really did destroy myself, because I could never get over the hurt of losing my son. And I could never get over the hurt of holding him. And he was dead. And I couldn't do anything for him. I wanted to get pregnant so bad, and I thought that I wouldn't get pregnant. And when I got pregnant with him, I was so happy. That is the happiest day of my life, of getting pregnant with Jay and Javon.
I ain't had no positive room. I just had love. I didn't have no direction. You know what I'm saying? Like, you going to this direction. Even when I was 4 or 5, you know? You doing this. I ain't have nobody telling me this. My mama was doing what she doing. My grandma loved me so much. She just spoiled me. She really didn't care what I did. And these streets is addictive, man. Like, people always say, like, the people who use drugs, there's the addicts. Nah, it's the people who sell drugs. They addicts. They so addicted to the streets, they scared to change. It's hard to change after you out here. That's addiction. I say he just got out of jail. I looked up to him since I was, that's why I jumped in the game, because he was. You know? And for him to come home and be on a positive vibe, I was waiting on that. If it proves not to be that, I guess I'll be back out here.
So you saying you're a follower?
No, I'm a leader. For him only because he was like the big brother and father at the same time, and friend at the same time. That's why I follow him out here. Before anything else in this world, I lead on everything.
It's nothing. You know how we do.
I've been trying to get to the motherfucking board and shit. Man, shit ain't even coming right.
I know. I
Money
need to
and
go
nothing
get me
ain't
something to
coming
put
right.
on today too. Go grab me some sandals and an outfit or something.
Man, hold the fuck on. Hey, bro.
Hey, come here,
bro.
boo.
Why don't you come here, fool?
Come here. Oh, wait a minute. Y'all didn't. Hey! Hold on. I'm not going to say a long speech, but I just want to say that I do have potentials and I do what I do. The scene that you just seen, it was just something that us playing around in Detroit, you know, just doing something on the camera. And we had enjoyment with him.
Well, you got to sit down alone. You talking.
I told you we're actors.
My name's Terrell.
We're actors. We are an actor.
I'm the prophet, you know what I'm saying, from Memorial Street Players. You heard me? That little scene y'all just saw right there, that was pure acting, you know what I'm saying?
Youth is a happy time and a carefree time. A time of auto rides and double dates. It's a time of fun, of pranks and jokes, of ice cream cones and chocolate sodas.
Your family moved into the neighborhood, and I remember noticing your mother, and she dressed real nice. You know, your grandmother had her dressed real nice. And we also, you know, we dressed real nice. And so we kind of noticed that the new girl in the neighborhood was, you know, dressed nice. And so just coming home from school, your mother started talking to me. You know, she started talking to me. She was a very warm person, very easygoing. And we just started walking to school together and became friends like that.
Youth is a time for getting a job, for finding one's place in the world. But sometimes in these troubled days, the very thoughtlessness of youth has led to a living nightmare. Addiction to drugs, too often acquired with tragic carelessness, may take control of a life and force actions not dreamed of before.
I think what happened to her, she loved your father. She loved Donnie. She loved him. And they were together a long time before they got married. And then when they got married, it didn't last, you know, as some people do. And I don't know whether she could handle that.
But the grim specters of heroin, marijuana, and cocaine are not confined to any area or to any group. Wherever there is a troubled personality, no matter how hidden or unrecognized, there may be a seedbed for drug addiction.
So tell me about February 14th, 1990, Valentine's Day.
February 14th, 1990, Andre was in juvenile home. And we were going to go and when he went to court, Ann wanted me and Banks to be his legal guardians because He had serious charges, and she thought it would be better if he had like a mother and a father, you know, in charge of him. So I went over to get her, and she said she wasn't quite ready to go. I got out and I went in to see Andre's waterbed, and her house was so neat and so clean, and she marveled. She said, my mama's over in my house. Oh, when I was looking in at the house being so nice, I looked in the refrigerator. There was a fifth of gin in the freezer. So I looked on the floor and I saw a 40 ounce. So I said, what is this? Because she had quit drinking. And she said, oh, Mama, she said, I'm sorry, but I took a beer yesterday. She said, I'm sorry. So anyway, when we got to my house, she said she forgot something and she had to go back. So I said, I'm not going back over there. When she came back, she didn't open the door, screamed wide. She just a little space. And she came on in and went straight to the back. So her and Nancy was back there talking.
She was so high and she was so tired because I think she had been up all night partying with these people and she was so tired. And she said, I want to take me a bath because I got to get ready to go see, you know, to the court. And she said, I'm so hungry. So I said, okay, you get you a bath and then I'll warm you something to eat.
The last time I seen her, I'll never forget her. She was just crying and crying and crying. And she looked real bad too that day.
So I was out the bathroom with her. And when I came back in the bathroom one time, she was asleep in the bathtub. So I told her, come on, I'm gonna help you out the bathroom.
Nancy said, Mama, Ann in the tub sleep. I said, in the tub sleep, well, help her to get out, tell her to get out.
So I helped her out the bathroom, and she got into bed. And when I went back in there, she was asleep. What a fool, she was asleep.
I kept calling her, talking to the phone.
She wouldn't answer the phone. And nobody would never tell me where she was at.
And I put a bucket by her bed. In case she got sick in the night, she could have a bucket by her bed. And I went in and died in the den and I went to sleep.
She slept all evening. When I came down that morning to get Jay and Carisha off to school and Banks off to work, by the time I got in the kitchen, I heard Ann going like she was snoring. But that's the way she sounded when she was having a seizure. So I run back in there and I said, oh my God, I said, Ann having a seizure, Nancy. She said, yeah. She said she done had a couple of them. So I said, why you didn't wake me up? She said, she all right. She was just Stella having a seizure. They go and come. I called it EMS. So Junior called me. He said, Mama, he said, I think you better come on to the hospital. He said, because they can't understand why Ann won't wake up.
Gotta go visit Andre. Gotta go see my baby.
She just had a lot of
Wayne in California.
A lot of things that bothered her that she didn't really always discuss.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
So when I got there, the doctor met me at the door, and he told me, he said, I don't understand why she won't wake up. He said, we've given her stuff to bring her out of the seizure, but she just keep going back and forth.
Mama, I'm so sorry.
So the next day, he told me it was something, there was some kind of test they was running, but don't worry about it because she was gonna be all right. They said that They were running tests on her medication because it looked like something she took had changed after it got in her body. So they told me that for about a week. Kept telling me every day she was gonna be all right, she was gonna be all right. About a week later, when I went in, her hands were swollen, and I told them to take that ring off of her finger because I didn't want it to get on there where we couldn't get it off. And the head nurse supervisor, she said, "Oh, you didn't know she's a vegetable? That she's never going to talk or eat?"
I never hurt you like this. I'm so sorry, baby. I'm sorry. I'm scared. I'm so scared. I'm scared. I'm scared.
Somewhere along the line, either in the emergency room, in the ambulance, or before Ann, they took Ann out. Her brains were too long without oxygen, and that the brain cells was dead. And the first ones that go is your vision, your taste, your speak, and your hearing. Mother went to every home in Detroit and hadn't found one that was decent, so the social worker at the hospital asked me why wouldn't I bring her home. So I said I wanted to bring her home, but they said I couldn't. So she said the administrator at the nursing home told them that everything that was done for Ann, that I did it. So they didn't know why I couldn't bring her home. The only thing I didn't know how to really do was suction her. The breathing department at Holy Cross gave me a couple of classes in suctioning her, and I brought her home with 104 attempts. They had done nothing. I told my husband, I say, I'm going to take care of my baby as long as she lives or as long as I live. And it'll be times that I won't have time for you and nobody else. I said, so if you don't think you can deal with it, I went to the door and opened it. I said, you can leave now.
Man, I had a heart attack.
We had a nurse, and we, started taking care of her and showing her love. And about every 8 weeks, we would take her to the clinic because we couldn't get her doctor to come into the home. So when I took her the first time, and the doctor saw me, she ran up and told me she felt so sorry for me. She heard about what happened. I said, what happened? She said, well, I heard you lost your daughter, she said, and here you back down here with somebody else. I said, come and you got a minute? And she said, yeah. I said, come and see. Ann was so pretty. Her skin was so pretty, and we, taking care of her. She came around me and she said, oh, I don't believe, like she was mad. She said, I can't believe this. All you always talk about is every time I tell you something good, you say, thank the Lord. She say, oh, I can't believe this.
I felt like a failure, man. I felt like I let her down. I felt like it was my fault. And throughout that period of time that she was in that coma, man, I rarely ever went to see her, to be honest with you, man. I regret it to this day. my reasons for not going because I couldn't take it, man.
Me and Nancy for a good 6 years that we didn't even have a nurse, period, not to take her vital sign or anything.
I didn't see her right away. I couldn't. It hurt me too bad. In fact, I didn't go as much as I should have, because when I would go, it would affect me too much.
I took Ann back to get her, I can't remember right now what kind of test it was, and the doctor that was gonna do it, she saw me and asked me could she see Ann, and the doctor told her no. He said, she's my patient today. And after she left, he told me that he wouldn't let her see him. He said because she wants to be so sure that she was gonna die. He said, I fear that she would give her a black shot.
I go out, I come back home late. You know what I'm saying? I'll be out here everywhere, man, trying all kind of different stuff. You know what I'm saying? I try to sell anything. I got t-shirt hookups, all type of things. I do whatever it take, man. Whatever it take, man. And it's like I don't got nobody with me. I had times when you in California, all my cousins in jail, and I'm the only one. And my auntie in the coma, and grandma need me, you know? So, man, that's what people don't understand about me, man. My whole family don't understand me.
I feel like I could have maybe been a better mother. Maybe. You know, if I hadn't had to work and leave my children, could have been at home with them and whatever the mistakes and some of the mistakes, because me and my sister had to make a lot of decisions that was wrong because my mother wasn't there. She was out trying to save the world. We needed saving.
Sometimes I just be ready to just, man, all the time I be ready to just go crazy. I got big dreams for myself and I just don't really know which way to go at it and get it, so it just brings out anger in me at all times and I just walk around, man. I barely have nice days.
My children, they had to make decisions probably that if I had been there, that they wouldn't have had to make. And having so much time on hand is probably why they, even Ann with her pregnancy, I feel, you know, that if I had been at home, maybe it wouldn't have, maybe it wouldn't have, but I feel that way.
If you had one wish, what would it be?
To move out the D and start my life over. That's it. That's my dream. And no matter what I'm doing, I just want a fresh start.
When you were young, what did you dream of becoming? What did you want to do?
I wanted to be a career woman, just travel and be adventurous and do things. I never in life wanted children. I didn't want, I mean, you know, that's what I wanted. I don't have no guilt because none of the stuff they did, their mother didn't do it. You know, I made a lot of mistakes and all of that, but the road that they chose, it wasn't my road.
Do you think it was the environment?
Yes. Yeah, I do. I think it was the environment.
It takes us sometimes to put down something little or to leave little things alone, like an associate. That might not, you probably know that person for a couple months and say, that's not your friend. Just take an associate out your life to bring something better in your life. You know what I'm saying? You know, it takes us to just do a little bit to get a lot sometimes.
And I feel the government and like cities and things, they could be more involved and offer the young people things. It don't have to be like it is.
If you can ask God one question and he can answer it, what would you ask God?
Bring my brother back to me. Who died in my arms, 21 years old, who taught me everything I knew in life.
What would you ask him?
God?
Yeah.
Can I start over? Could you just wipe that slate clean? I just get that up. It might sound like I ain't, but I'm a good guy. I'm talking about I'm a real good guy. I'm talking about friendly and everything.
Do you have any regrets?
I regret my life. What made you fail? Because of the relationship with my children. I regret my life because of the relationship with my children.
I was 20 years old, and I was leading or teaching or instructing 50 and 60-year-old men, hardened criminals, murderers, rapists. I'm talking about hardened criminals. And they were looking up to me for information, for advice, suggestions, for guidance.
I feel strong, and I feel that I can master any task that I undertake.
But when I came from prison, and I came back to the same environment that molded me and made me that person to go to prison, I fell back off into that old lifestyle because I had no positive outlets. I had no assistance from the government who locked me up, supposed to reform me. They didn't offer me no assistance. They just dropped me back out on the streets. And I always said to myself, dang, I've been gone for a long time. They should have put me in a halfway house where I could, readjust to society. They just dropped me out here. No job, no nothing.
We criticize our young people and put them down for standing on the corners and whatever, but we don't replace nothing good for them to do with what we are criticizing. We don't offer them nothing. Take them and nurture them and, show them something different. We just put them down.
I feel like people just look at you like, get it yourself. I'm trying to get it myself. I'm working towards, I'm making steps to try to get things myself. But can somebody help? At the same time, I think the only help that I need and that I've been getting is from God, and God gonna carry me through. So, like I said, I'm trying to change my thinking, how I think about certain things, because my life is, nobody is responsible for it but me.
If you can ask God one question, and you knew he would definitely answer it, one question, what question would that be?
Can you help our family?
Can we help our families?
You don't think he's helped us? Think he let us down?
But every time I go back, I have to admit, I always feel a tad uncertain. Uncertain that my family will never break free from the generational ties that has them bound.
Is Detroit the most dangerous city in America? New crime report says yes, but Detroit isn't taking the news laying down.
Until I realized But some people come into this world to show us what to do. And others come into this world to show us what not to do. And the choice is yours.
Whose beautiful baby is this? Oh, hey. Let's go see my mother. Yes, let's see my mother. Here she is. Hey, Mom. Look at your chocolate drop in here. Your chocolate drop. Mwah. That's my mother right here. Hey. You see here your baby? You hear your chocolate drop? Hey. Hey.
I flew back to LA because I knew that's what she wanted.
Be a star for me. Be a star for me. Be a star for me. Star for me.
Let me ask you, where are your choices leading you?